This week, the Australian dollar traded from around 77.25 to nearly 80 cents, the highest since May 2015. It was the best performing major currency on the week, up nearly 1.5%. The RBA minutes from the 4th of July meeting helped the Aussie rise over a cent on Tuesday. Attention was on the discussion of neutral interest rates, and the RBA said that the neutral nominal cash rate was around 3.5%, down by 150 basis points. With medium-term inflation averaging 2.5%, the midpoint of its 2 to 3% target range. Markets are interpreting this as laying the foundation for a tightening cycle. The pricing for an RBA hike by December is now around 30%. Westpac expects the cash rate to remain on hold through 2017 and 18, given ongoing caution from consumers, no significant recovery in non-mining investment, and housing construction turning. Domestically, a strong jobs report helped. Full-time jobs rose by 62,000, while part-time jobs fell by 48,000. This gave us a total of 14,000 rise in jobs over the month. There was a small rise in participation, which saw the unemployment rate tick up to 5.6%. There were strong gains in jobs in New South Wales, Victoria, and Western Australia, but small falls in Queensland. The annual pace of jobs growth remained steady at 2%, while the rise in hours worked was also a positive signal. The Aussie rose nearly 0.5% in response, but fell back quickly. Iron ore prices rose to above $70 a tonne this week, also supporting the Aussie. Meanwhile, the US dollar was broadly weaker. The Senate failed to get enough support to pass their healthcare bill, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's suggestion to repeal existing legislation now and work on a replacement later was also rejected. There was some suggestion that Congress would turn to tax reform instead to deliver a legislative win. A White House policy paper earlier this year suggested corporate tax rates of 15%, though that is now looking more likely to be in the low 20% range. The continuing and expanding investigation between the Trump administration and Russia also continued to weigh on the US dollar. Jared Kushner, Paul Manafort, and Donald Trump Jr. will testify before a Senate panel next week. Next week in Australia, RBA Governor Lowe speaks at the Annika Foundation lunch on Wednesday. Markets will be watching for any clarity around the neutral interest rate, as well as RBA thinking on the strong Australian dollar. The RBA has said that an appreciating exchange rate would complicate the adjustment for the economy following the mining investment boom. On the same day, we have Q2 CPI. We expect a 0.6% rise in prices on the quarter for an annualized pace of 2.4%, up from 2.3%. Rises in fruit, housing, and health should be partly offset by falling fuel prices. Rises in electricity prices should show up in the third quarter report. For the week ahead, we expect the Aussie to struggle above the key psychological level of 80 cents. On the downside, we expect the Aussie to be supported around 77.50 to 78 cents. We'll speak to you next week.